RVA All Day! RVA All Day! RVA All Day!
Welcome to the Why Richmond is Awesome podcast, where we talk about what's going on around town, our favorite things to do, and the local spots you need to try. My name is Sam.
And my name is Sean.
And we run the Richmond Experience, a digital company that inspires locals to explore Richmond.
My name is Lauren.
And my name is Alex, and we're local realtors that like to live, work, and play in the RVA.
Good morning. No, well, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We're not sure what time it is, actually, but welcome to the first episode of Why Richmond is Awesome. And we're here hanging out at our house. And
Beautiful house, by the way.
thank you guys so much.
It looks so good.
Welcome.
I'm jealous. Lauren wants to build a new house now.
Immediately.
I'm really excited to follow that along. That's going to be so fun. You guys are over in Southside, right?
Yes.
Very
right
cool.
by Pony Pasture. It's awesome.
We have a lot
Well,
to
first off, our
discuss.
intro is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that song gets stuck in my head.
I don't
It'll
think we
be
could have
in
gotten
my
a
head the
better-
rest of the night.
A better song.
That's right. No BS Brass Band sings RVA all day, and they perform all over Richmond and all over the country too. And they're pretty badass. Like, our intro song is really cool. So huge shout out to them
Absolutely.
Yes.
for letting us
yes.
use their song. And we're
Definitely.
here repping their shirts. So
Yes,
that's
RVA
really
all
fun.
day.
Yep. So we wanted to go ahead and kick off the very first episode and talk about some current events that are happening around Richmond. Did you guys happen to catch that Richmond was voted one of the worst states to drive in the
States
entire
or cities?
Well, Virginia was had two cities in the top 10 list, and we'll talk
What?
about that in a minute. Yeah, Richmond ranked 10.
Okay.
What do you
Out of
guys
the
think
whole
about
country?
that? Out of the whole country.
Well, that's kind
I-
of bad.
Be curious to know what the other cities are because I find that kind of hard to believe.
How did they quantify?
So they looked at
Wrecks.
insurance. Yeah, they looked at insurance quotes. Yep. So it was like number of speeding tickets and incidents. So Richmond ranked 10th, and then Virginia Beach ranked 3rd.
I figured they just pulled Lauren because she's always mad at driving.
I have
Nailed it.
not had any
No, not accident, but you're constantly yelling and honking. And
Are you an angry driver?
she's not. But
I'm not angry. I would more say I'm not aggressive either. I utilize my horn more than an average person.
Okay.
I like people to know when they've done something wrong.
So you
and I'm
rank.
not afraid to let them know.
She used to. She hasn't done it in a while, but I'll be driving and she'll reach over and hit the horn while I'm driving. I'm like,
Because they'll cut him off and he's just is so nice. And I'm like, you got to
I'm
let
too
him
nice.
know that's
Yeah.
not okay.
So where do you think is like the worst place to drive around Richmond? I mean, I'm just trying to jog like my memory of like
Fan.
what's bad. Where's
why
it
everyone
bad to
blows
drive?
stop signs down
The
there.
fan needs more four-way stop signs, and then downtown in the
People
morning.
don't stop at them.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Well, also, I think the issue is when they have the stoplights on the side of the road. People
Just ignore them.
yeah, because they're so used to having them
Yeah.
over
Be like,
straight
yeah.
ahead that you
Yeah,
just miss them
I've
completely.
definitely done that before.
Yeah.
We're admitting.
Also, the Huguenot Bridge, anytime morning or night rush hour is
Well, that's not bad
atrocious.
drivers. It's just like it's one lane.
Well, it's zippers down, but people just are so entitled that,
Oh,
and they
just-
all
yeah.
drive giant Range Rovers. They're just like, you're not going to hit me, and so they just
So
take it.
if you're driving across the Huguenot Bridge, this is your fault.
Yes,
It's all your fault.
Exactly.
Well, it's way better than the old Huguenot Bridge.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Well, I'll also say Scott's Addition is really bad too with their stop signs because there's like a lot of streets that have stop signs and then a street that runs parallel that has no stop signs, and I think people
Yeah.
get really confused.
They
So
just
like almost
assume
daily there's
it's a
like
four-way?
wrecks in the intersections there.
They should. We've talked about this before. They should really just close down like the center street of Scott's Addition. Just walk, bike,
That would be your dream, huh?
birds.
Kinda
That'd
like
be cool
the-
if they did that in Carytown.
Or
Yes.
Cary Street, kind of like the
well, yeah.
mall in
that
Charlottesville.
one strip down
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Yeah, it's very
I would
similar
agree
to
with that.
Charlottesville.
Especially in Scott's Addition with all the breweries and all the like drunk people stumbling or
Well, I do think
walking.
the
or,
17th Street Farmers Market gives me like a lot of those vibes, especially now that it's updated. You have businesses on both sides.
That's true. Yeah.
And it's completely closed to through
Yeah.
traffic. So it's really
like a
cool. If
little
you guys haven't
mini-
been down there in a while to check it out, they're doing like some awesome programming.
I was down there for Hot Chick for my birthday. That was the last time I was down there. It
last time I
delicious.
was there, we had a client party at Havana on
yeah.
a
Ooh,
rooftop.
that's
Yeah.
a fun spot.
It was
awesome.
awesome. It was so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's been a couple of really cool things that have gone in there. Carmela's a pizza place, and then
Richmond
Lulu's
Night Market, right?
Richmond Night Market's hosted every, I think, second Saturday of
What's
the month.
that?
It's a monthly market that's family oriented. They bring out live music. They have live art. It's very rooted in like supporting local, exploring different cultures in Richmond, and just an opportunity to kind of come out and get involved in the city. And it's really cool. The pulse that's there is really fun.
That's awesome. Are there like vendors and stuff?
Yeah,
Like
you-
selling like crafts and then food trucks and that's really cool. I had no idea that existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Add it to your event calendar.
Right.
Check.
Check.
Yeah.
When is it? Tell me again.
I think it's every second Saturday of the
Okay.
month, but don't
All right.
quote me on that. We'll have to double check and find
Only
out.
if
And
there
it
was a
runs.
place so we could check and see where things were
Yeah,
happening.
you're
Yeah.
right. What's that place called again?
Instagram.
Oh, the Richmond
the
Experience.
Richmond Experience.
The Richmond
Let
Experience.
me help you out here.
That's on Instagram.
We kind of got off track and we were talking about transportation and Richmond being horrible at driving. But to add another fun thing to the mix, did you see that Bird Scooters is coming back? I know that Bolt's been here for a while. Have you guys ridden any of those yet?
I just rode a Bolt like 2 weeks ago, and it was fun. It was my brother's birthday. We went to Scott's Addition, and it was like kind of a planned thing, but it did take us like 30 minutes to find two that were not being used.
Yep.
I was literally driving around my car. He found one, and he was following me in the scooter until I could find another. And like it would say one was there, and then we'd show up and it wasn't there. And finally, we got two. Rode it for like an hour and a half, and then I saw the bill, and I was like,
Hour and a half.
I was
yeah,
gonna say that's a
the ways.
long time.
but it was really fun. It
What
was
was
his
the bill out
birthday.
of curiosity?
And then we, I don't remember. It was probably like,
Like $50.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
They encourage you to do
fun.
like
Yeah.
I guess for an hour and a half of
But if you're
entertainment,
going like
that's
5 or 10
reasonable.
minutes somewhere, it's probably not bad.
yeah.
Were you a good driver on it?
I didn't reckon anything or cause any wrecks. So
Okay.
yes.
I think
Okay.
that's the qualification.
But what I had more fun on was me and Lauren, we did the Segway at Hollywood Cemetery, Sunday,
2
a
days
couple days
ago,
ago.
Are those faster than the scooter?
No. So there's a governor on the Segways at 13, and I think
Okay.
the scooters can get up to like 15.
Okay.
Big difference.
Yeah, big difference.
But the Segways, like the way you ride them,
Yeah.
kind of makes it more fun. Where a scooter, you're just kind of like chilling on it.
I've
The
never.
Segway's like more interactive.
because you're like leaning. and-
There's a lot more hills at
Yeah.
Hollywood Cemetery.
That's true.
I've never ridden the Bird scooter, but with the Segway, to go faster, you have to lean forward. And for somebody like me who's
scared,
like
Lauren.
terrified of busting your face open, it's kind of scary to. It's like counterintuitive to
Lean forward.
right as you're going
And then
fast.
slow down, you gotta lean back, and you're like, if you get the hang of it,
Yeah.
it's fun. I highly recommend it. We want to do they do a couple different tours. One's of like downtown near like the city hall. There's
Okay.
another one that tours like all the murals around town.
Yeah.
There's another one at Church Hill.
That's a cool one. Yeah.
So I want to do it again for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely do it again. It was a good time.
I think there's a lot of really cool tours to take in Richmond. We've done the Valentine Walking Tour, which is like a more of a historic Richmond tour, and that one was like really insightful. We learned a whole bunch of stuff that we didn't know about Richmond, and that was really fun.
Yeah.
And then we've done River City food tours too. Have you guys done any sort of food tours in Richmond?
Just ones on our own.
Just our
See,
own
so
food
like,
tours.
exactly. And so like for us, we're like, oh, we're huge foodies. So like, what are we going to gain from doing a food tour in our own city? We were so wrong. Like it was awesome.
Oh, I would
Yeah.
love to do that.
It was really, really
We've done
fun.
like restaurant week.
Remember the sushi tour we did when we first started
Sushi
dating?
tour. Huh?
We did our own sushi crawl.
So when we first started dating, I was living with my brother in Mechanicsville. She lived off River Road in Chesterfield, the other River Road people may not know about. And so kind of in the middle was this place. What was it called? It's not open anymore. Or kind of like Hull Street,
I don't remember.
288-ish.
Okay.
And they had this roll called the Crunch and Munch. And it was like our favorite thing ever. And one day we got this idea, like, let's just go and like hit up a bunch of different sushi places, get like one roll. And after like the 5th place, We were so full. I don't think we ate sushi for like 3 months. We were eating it
Correct.
once a week, and then we had like a 3-month break.
So you got
Yeah,
full
we were
off of
done.
sushi.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah, I didn't think it was possible, but we proved everyone wrong.
Yeah,
takes-
you
it
proved
takes
yourselves
time.
wrong.
I have a question about the scooters. How is the Bird different from the Bolt scooters?
Big thing.
Okay.
So shocks. So, if you
smoother
started
ride.
on the Bolt and you were cool with it, that's fine. But I started on the Bird, then they stopped and they're starting again. And Bolt just doesn't have the shocks that the Bolt that the
It's the
Bird
sport
does. It's just
suspension.
smooth.
Okay.
Just super smooth. And I think the Bird scooters go a little faster.
Oh.
I think they're like 15 and a half or 16.
A whole mile per hour.
Yeah, it's, oh, you feel it.
I was
going
gonna
up
say,
hills,
yeah.
it helps.
I think too what were those scooters that all the kids had?
Razor scooters.
Razor
Yeah,
scooters.
those were
Yeah.
motorized.
So the Bird.
It's
The
like-
Bird is like very similar to a
Like
razor
low
scooter.
profile,
Yeah,
like
and
round.
like where you put your feet, you can kind of like turn them to the side or put one
Right.
foot in front of the other. Whereas with
Exactly.
the Bolt, they have that hump and then you can put your feet on both sides, which is kind of
Like
like
left and
Like
right.
Segway-ish.
yeah,
Isn't
yeah,
Bolt like coming out with new ones because people kept breaking them in Richmond?
yeah.
Yeah,
they
I
are.
think we're on some sort of list with that.
I mean,
too.
they basically just came in the city and was like, screw all the rules. We're just gonna drop a bunch of
Well,
scooters
Bird.
in
Well, that's
here.
Bird.
Bird did,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Bird
remember
did.
that.
Yeah, drop a bunch of scooters, and then the city impounded all of them, and they actually just got sold for like $150 a pop, which is
that a good
really
deal?
cheap. Yeah, I think they usually retail
for
like
those
$400 or
type of
$500.
scooters.
Do you
yeah.
think that
when you ride one
Richmond-
of those is totally different than the other one?
Do you think Richmond's in the top 10 for worst Bolt scooter drivers?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
Bolt reported that they've had the most damage and losses in the city of Richmond in terms of vandalism, which is sucky. That's definitely not a thing to
Yeah.
laugh about. Yeah, it's
That's a
shame.
bummer.
Yeah, so that's been kind of a bummer. We don't want that kind of rep. So if you're listening to this and you are damaging the Bolt scooters,
Shame on you.
stop it.
Be nice to your scooter.
Be nice.
Because
to
yeah,
the
if you break
scooter.
them, they'll just like stop.
Yeah.
They won't be around anymore.
Can't enjoy it. I
Yeah.
know. Don't ruin it for everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're awesome though. You'll notice a difference if you ride the Bird,
I might. Yeah.
and you need to download.
Well, hopefully
those
there's
apps.
more, and I can actually find one without driving around for 30 minutes.
True. I don't think that's the way it's intended to happen. Yeah. Hopefully they're like within a half a
Like
mile.
sometimes I look on the app and I'm like, this is definitely inside that condo complex. I'm like, just based on the map, it's inside someone's
Well, it's
Yeah.
probably
condo or town or
because they're
apartment.
so hard to find. People just take it inside, and then
Or
when they
lock
have to
them up.
leave the next day,
We've seen them
go
locked
out
up
and
like
do it again.
bikes. Yeah, we've seen them locked like
Like they
a
just use it as their own
combination lock.
personal one,
Yeah.
and then when it needs a charge, they'll drop it off and pick up a new one.
Yep.
Well, if you ride it that much for as expensive it was, it might be worth it just to buy your own and then lock it up like a bike and just keep it.
Yeah.
Well, one thing with Bird that they were getting ready to introduce before they kind of left the city and came back was I forget what they called the program, but basically they drop off a fully charged Bird every morning at 8 a.m.
It's like a
at your
commuter
house.
option.
And you can commute to your office, leave it, and then commute home.
And then a charging person comes by and grabs it.
Yeah.
And then the next day you have
That's
a
good
fully charged one
service.
at your door. So it's kind of like a subscription.
Valet.
Like you can schedule it.
Like
ahead
a
of
valet
time, yeah.
scooter service.
Would you
yeah.
still have to like lock it up when you're at work so nobody comes and grabs it?
That I didn't figure out. I don't know if you would
bring it
like.
inside.
Or maybe it's
I
one of
think-
those things that they drop off and
So I think it's
yeah.
yours for the day, I think.
So nobody
no
can
one can
access
come up with
it
their app
with
and,
the,
like,
okay.
Yes. So it
Okay.
disappears and it's like from 8 to 5 or
But
whatever.
clearly we know that Richmonders are assholes when it
If you
comes
leave it
to Bolt.
outside, even if they
somebody
can't
would
turn it
probably-
on, they'll just scoop it up.
just throw it in the bushes just because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our Segway guide said that they've had multiple Segways end up in the canal.
It's like on a tour, like, ooh.
Like on accident, like
Oh,
if
yeah.
you ran into the
if you get
canal.
off of it, you have to hold on to it,
It
or
keeps
it'll keep
going.
going, and people like get off or fall off, and it'll
Oh
just
no!
go.
Yeah.
That's
Man, Segway down.
sad but hilarious.
Do you
Did
go,
anybody
do you go
wipe
after
after?
that? One person wiped out. It was not me or Alex or Joseph.
She's okay.
Yeah,
no
sure,
broken
fine.
bones.
Sure.
I didn't see it, but I heard it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
not
I
good.
heard a
It can't be
crack
good.
and then some curse words, but it was fine.
They make you wear helmets. So
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
totally fine.
Yeah.
Do you think if a Segway goes into the canal that they like go get it, or just like
I don't know.
They're like,
They might get it for parts. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
don't know what parts you could reuse off of that.
Right,
The
but you
wheels.
We'll
Yeah.
take the tires, please.
It's about
Yeah,
it.
they're fast, and they lasted like a whole 2 hours without slowing down. So they must have some big batteries in the Segways.
Yeah, I mean they're a lot bigger than the scooters.
Okay. So overall consensus is that we don't feel like we're bad drivers, and
I
we
don't think
do
Richmond's that
appreciate.
bad, but maybe I'm just used
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
Like what clearly stands out to me is I used to visit my grandma in Fort Lauderdale, and like if it's a red light and no one's going, they just go.
Yeah.
And to me, that's like worse than what I've seen around here. But I don't know.
That's a whole other level.
I'm seeing it a little differently in that maybe we don't have the worst drivers, but if it's based off of tickets and accidents and speeding and that kind of stuff, maybe we just have different. The cops are more.
Arrest-a-field.
Oh, is that
Arrest-
it?
Cops are more.
You must have grown
vigilant.
up in Chesterfield.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Or maybe
could
we
be.
just speed a lot.
Our city's like just small enough to where the cops need to concentrate on traffic and not like other bigger issues.
Exactly.
Okay.
Maybe.
So there's a lot of reasons why we think that maybe it could be true or false. And
I
then-
don't think it's true. I wouldn't consider us the worst.
I would agree. I don't think it's that bad.
No.
I agree.
And it sounds like we're all in for scooters, right? You have
Yes.
your
Oh,
one,
absolutely.
Lauren? Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
All
I
in
like
for
them.
So
scooters.
is Bird like out right now? Like
I
They're
got a
coming. I
notification.
think they're coming in a couple. Yeah.
I
within
got the
the week.
notification on my phone, but I didn't see any scooters
Do you
yet.
think they're going to push Bolt out of the market or?
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
think there's
So in
room for
bigger
both because
cities,
obviously there
yeah.
wasn't enough bolts on that Saturday a
Yeah.
few weeks
Mm-hmm.
ago.
In bigger cities, there's like you can walk the streets of
Hundreds.
Austin and see bolts,
Lift.
birds, limes. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
There's
There's
a bunch of them.
So I don't know. I mean, with a city of our size, what 220,000 residents in the city of
Downtown,
Richmond.
yeah.
Yeah, and so we might be able to support too.
Yeah.
Could we support 4 companies? Probably not.
Right.
Well, I don't know if it's number of companies, but number of scooters that they put out.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
I also don't want to download 4 different apps though.
Yeah.
I think 2
personally.
apps
You know,
is
I think
good.
you just like become loyal to
Well,
one.
do you-
Uber and the
Like I
Lyft.
think
Yeah.
once Bolt
Yeah.
drops all their
Well,
things,
normally,
like we're gonna probably
I'll check both, like Uber and Lyft, and see like who's cheaper to get to the same place.
Bolt and Bird. There it is.
But I don't know if I would check 4 different ones.
Right,
2's, yeah, all right, I can manage that.
That's
but
reasonable.
Yeah.
4.
I had an Uber driver earlier this week. I was
Oh gosh.
I know the story's
Where's
gonna
this
be
going?
I had an Uber driver.
I was riding by myself, and the Uber driver pulls up, and I have him roll his window down, and I said, "What's your name?" And he's like, "What's your name?" And I'm like, "Well, sir, I just want to make sure you're the right person. What's your name?" And he's like, "What's your name?" And I'm like, "Sir, I'm just trying to make sure you're not going to like murder me." And
Did
then
you say that?
he was like, "I don't have time for this," and he drove off, and then charged me
Jeez.
$5 cancellation fee.
Whoa, I would have written a letter to
0 stars.
Yeah,
0 stars.
That's
Yeah.
sketchy, though, right?
totally.
For
Strongly,
a female by themselves.
strongly
yeah.
written letter would have happened
Yeah.
like 5 seconds after.
never
he
would've
pulled
thought
out.
of
I would have been
that.
like,
But
absolutely
our friend Becky's like very diligent, and
Oh,
they've
she
been
like
hanging
double
out.
checks the license plates before
Yeah.
she gets in. She'll sit in the front
We
seat.
do that now.
It's
yeah.
smart.
not. Yeah, you have to.
We
be
don't
really,
sit in the front
you
seat.
have to
We
be
do the
really
license
careful.
plate
Mhm.
thing. Definitely.
One time I was in DC and the wait for Uber was so long, some random dude pulled up, and I think it was my brother, was like, "Hey, Uber?" And he's like, "No." And he's like, "I'll give you a ride. Where are you going?" We just gave him $20 and he just drove us somewhere. So, free market.
You're
Live
still
on the
alive,
edge.
so
Well, it was like he had like a huge SUV and there was like 7 of us. So like it was right after Thanksgiving. Our whole like cousins were together, so I don't think we're worried about safety
Yeah.
unless he just drove us laps in the wrong direction.
That'd be
But we
weird.
made it home.
Okay.
We made it
well,
home.
it's pretty hard to overtake a group of 7 people when you're just one
We
guy.
were not sober.
Yeah.
Well, true.
It was like the day after
If
Thanksgiving.
you're taking
We
an
went
Uber,
into the
you're typically
DC.
not.
It was like 2 a.m. It was fine.
All right. So sounds like we are in for scooters as well, which is really cool.
Yep.
The other-
Pro Uber safety.
and pro
Uber
safety.
safety.
Yeah, I love it. Another thing that came out, I guess, in last week's, I don't know when we're going to air this exactly, but within the past 30 days, let's say, and I know this is going to be big news for Richmond. We're going to be talking about it for several months while it's being built. And, but did you guys hear that Richmond is getting a food hall?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How excited are we? Like, tell me what you guys know about it. Let me. What have
Very
you heard?
little,
The
except
Veil.
for the Veil.
Okay.
Is
Yep.
moving their tap room, but not their brewery. Like
Their
just their
production.
tasting room.
Right.
Yeah, just the tasting room.
Okay.
And that it's gonna be a bunch of. So like when I hear food hall, I think like food court at the mall, but I know it's not gonna be a bunch
Yeah.
of fast food. It's gonna be like good local food.
Yeah.
I heard
It's like
18.
the
I
indecisive
heard
person's
18 as well.
nightmare.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's my dream.
Is it going to be like at the mall where it's all inside, or are they all like it's all an outside
Isn't it
thing, and
open
they
air,
each
like
have
outdoor?
Right? Does that make
Like
sense?
Short Pump Mall?
That's a good question. So I don't know what the design is specifically. I'm imagining that it's not quite open air. I do think that they have a first floor patio and they have a rooftop, but
That's
I think
right.
that it's going to be, if you've been to like, I'm trying to see what we could like really
I've heard
compare
they're
to.
in like a lot of big cities.
Yeah, so like
Here's what-
there's
Like in
some
Atlanta,
all
there's like
over.
a 3 or 4 level one.
Yeah.
What I'm
yeah.
imagining, Alex, and I could be totally off. We went to New York City last
Oh, the
year.
subway thing.
Yeah, they turned an old subway
Station
place
underground, like,
into
little-
kind of
little
like
mini
what they're
food
talking
hall.
about. So there was
Yeah.
little
Like
20
stores selling
restaurants.
different crafty things, different restaurants,
Yep.
like kiosks in the middle. So I don't know. It was
If it's anything
really
like that.
cool, but that's what I'm imagining.
Yeah, you know it's funny you say that because that's exactly the name of the place that I was trying to call upon, which I can't right now.
What,
Is
in
that
New York
place
City,
in New
the
York City?
subway one?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like some sort of terminal that they.
You like go down
Yeah,
the stairs
yeah.
and go to the subway, and you're like, wait, there's a bunch of food.
Yeah, yeah.
So we were looking specifically for, it's like a chicken and waffle cone.
Oh,
Oh yeah, it's like a waffle
And Lauren
cone,
had
and they
seen them on
stuff fried
Instagram,
chicken
and when
in
we
it.
went to New York,
That
I'm like,
sounds
we're
great.
getting it. And
Yeah,
we're like
it's
following
amazing.
the map, and we're like, it says it's
is-
underground.
No,
like,
no.
we're like in the middle of the street. We're like, this can't be right.
No, it
Like,
said we were
something's not
here.
working, yeah.
It was like you're here, and I'm like, we're not here. I don't see it anywhere.
We
And
were
then
floating above
finally,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, so we're really excited. So I think it's going to be about 16 or 17 places, or maybe it's 18 with the veil included.
okay.
And it's coming from developers that are coming from Nova. They run a bunch of restaurants up there. So I think word on the street is that the food that we'll see in this food hall is going to be a blend of some of the restaurants that they own up there,
Okay.
and then some of our
So
local.
like new restaurants.
Nice.
Yep, and some
I
of
like
our
that.
local things.
do
as
we
well.
have any idea any of the restaurants that are coming yet?
No, we don't. They haven't made any sort of official announcements yet. People have been kind of like, there's been whispers of like maybe it's going to be this or that, but there's
all
nothing been
rumors
officially
now.
announced other than the Veil Brewing. Yeah,
But it's opening next year, which is, pretty
That's
quick.
impressive.
Like
Yeah.
January?
I don't know. I hope it's January.
spring. I think spring or
Yeah.
It's going to be a while.
When does the Vale South Side open? Anybody know?
Well, I drove past it today, and they actually got some framing up.
Oh, it's
But
looking like a
that-
building.
I think that's
It's further
2020
along
as
than it
well.
was last week. That's all I can say. Official report.
Which is going to be first, though? We'll never know.
I hope Southside just because we live like
I
5
know,
minutes
me
from
too.
it.
Yeah.
But
And you guys are huge Pepe's fans, right?
Yes.
The best.
Oh,
and Pepe's
that's
is
right.
I was
going
talking
inside the
with
Veil.
Nelson the other day, and I was like, just have queso.
Yeah,
Please,
like
just
whatever
have
you
queso.
do,
That's
make
all we
sure
need.
queso and beer. Like,
He was
what
like
else
telling
do we
some of
need?
their
draft.
ideas.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
But I can guarantee it's
That
gonna
would
be
be
good.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so have you been to Pepe's?
I haven't
We've
been
not
to
been in Pepe's. No.
Been to Vale.
Have you
Hold the
been
phone, we
to
gotta go.
Hibachi Box downtown? Because that's
Yeah.
also their
Yes,
restaurant.
we
Yep.
have been there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which
So
is incredible.
that's their only two, but everything they've made is amazing. So
Yeah. Big fans of that for sure.
yeah.
So the food hall is called the Belleville. It's on
The Belleville.
Belleville Street in
okay.
Scott's Edition.
That would
Yep.
make sense.
The
Yep.
Bell. Maybe
Yep.
abbreviated the Bell.
Towards the back.
Head to the Bell.
I think
Head
it's
of the
going to be
Bell.
pretty
Dinner.
sweet.
I'm going to
Yeah.
eat at 18 places.
It seems like the ideal spot to go when it's like, where do we want to eat? And then somebody's like, well, I kind of
Or
want
if you-
Mexican.
yeah,
and
you
I
have
kind of
a
want
group of
this.
people,
And it's like, yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
I think it'll be a big hit too with like lunch people,
Back at
like
school.
companies or people that are
Right.
like, let's go grab lunch and we can get in and out.
Yeah.
But they'll have Wi-Fi so you can go and like pop up your laptop and sit and hang out and
Where
work
doesn't
for a
have
bit.
Wi-Fi?
and
That's going to be
eat. Yeah.
Joseph's new spot. Though.
Yeah, but you know
Nice.
what though? There's a lot of places around Richmond, and like not slighting them at all, but there's a lot of places around Richmond that has Wi-Fi that don't really want people like popping on
Hanging
their
out
laptop
there.
and hanging
Yeah.
out
Writing
and
their
taking
next
up space.
screenplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
I
a
think you have to be
question
mindful of that.
before I forget. So is it like a food court where you wait in line, you get it, and you go sit, or is there like little like fenced off like areas?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's communal. So like it's more similar to a
So
food
it's, like,
court in that
casual
way.
to go.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think there is
But,
going to
like,
be a
really
restaurant
high
with the
quality.
rooftop bar
Yeah.
or the rooftop spot.
There'll
so I
be
think
like
there'll
a
be a
full
mix
dining
of
option.
There'll probably
both.
a totally different ambiance though. Like not everyone's just like sitting beside each other in the middle of a room. Kind of
Right.
like the food court is.
I'm sure
Right.
it'll be cool.
Yeah.
some like teenagers
Somehow
collecting
it'll
your
be awesome.
trays.
Yeah.
I do hope there's a lot of local Richmond restaurants
Just
there.
appeal to
Rustic
all
One-stop shop.
As a
audiences.
matter of
Right.
fact, like let's
Just like the
let's
food
rewind
hall.
for a minute.
Wine
think
Loft
the
in Glen
Vale
Ellen?
in Southside will serve wine.
Cool.
Yeah, I think I read
Are
that
they
somewhere.
making it?
No.
Oh,
So just serving like local
If
wine.
I'm not mistaken, they're partnering with Barbersville.
Oh,
You're going to need to fact check that, but I'm
Charlottesville.
almost certain that they partnered with Barbersville Winery.
That's pretty smart.
Vale Brewing did to offer wine. So I think people are starting to get it, to offer a little variety, which is nice.
Yeah,
So
got it.
Well, I don't think they could make any bad choices
for
for the food.
Belleville.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
Too many
Oh,
options.
I'm
Okay.
sure you could, but they're not going to.
yeah.
There's too many good restaurants around town.
We have a
right.
friend-
That's the thing. Is there's so many good restaurants that they have the option to cherry pick what they want, and that's what they're going to do to be the most successful. And they have so many options to do so that it'll be a slam dunk.
Yeah, a friend of ours from DC had mentioned that she had been to a couple of the restaurants that these developers owned and was really impressed. And so she's excited that they're coming down. So I think
Nice.
it'll be a nice addition, to say the least. So
A nice addition, Wisconsin edition.
a nice
Ooh,
addition.
a nice
Addition,
Scots
addition.
I see what you did there.
Nailed it.
All right, guys. Well, I think I've got all these written down, and we'll be really happy to circle back as some of these places are announced in the Belleville Food Hall,
Belleville.
Richmond's first food
The
hall.
bell.
The bell. Got it.
Is there anything else you guys want to add before we wrap up our very first episode of Why Richmond is Awesome podcast?
I think we crushed it.
Just a big thank you to
Yeah.
Nubius Brass Band.
Totally.
Love that song.
Yeah.
Can't get enough of it.
I completely agree.
I've been singing it like for weeks since I knew we were going to do that for the intro.
I mean, it's like
It's-
one of those things where you can't listen to it and not be like, yeah.
Yeah, you can't
and,
like
start
not
bouncing
move.
up and
how
down.
many
Or you're like,
songs,
RVA is
especially
awesome.
good songs about Richmond, are there?
One. There is
One good
There's
song.
one
one.
maybe
This
that we
one.
can find. Yeah, literally this one. Also wanted to give a shout out to Little Nomad. They make these RVA All Day Shirts that we got. Little Nomad
Yes.
is a children's shop in Jackson Ward. Doing
Wait,
a
it's
lot
a
of.
children's shop?
It
Is that why it's so small?
No,
It's a
toddlers,
5X
Alex.
toddler.
You're the 5X
They
toddler.
do sell adult shirts. They do sell adult shirts too.
Wait. Most important question. Do they sell this specific shirt in toddler size so I
Yes.
can get one for my dog?
They
And
100% do.
we've purchased a onesie for friends that have moved outside of Richmond that had a baby. So you have
What
dog
about
coverage,
tank tops?
baby
'Cause she
coverage.
normally prefers tank
They
tops.
also have rainbow ones if you're LGBTQ plus looking. Just saying.
I
You have
support.
ton.
I'm down.
tons of options available. So if
Okay.
you need an RVA All Day shirt, hit up Little Nomad.
Anthony.
Where are they located?
Near 123 West Broad Street. That's not their exact location, but or near
Over by
East Broad.
Cork Hotel.
Yeah, they're gonna
Okay,
be
yeah,
across
yeah.
from Cork Hotel. Yeah, right there in
Sweet.
Jackson Warden, so you can stop in and shop. They have it online too, but you know what? This shirt actually sells out pretty frequently, and so sometimes they don't list it online. They only have it in store, so make sure you go by and check it out.
Nice.
I have one more thing.
Sure.
Thank you for hosting the podcast.
Absolutely. At
Incredible
your
host.
beautiful,
Beautiful
house.
home.
Thank you. We really
And
appreciate
we
it.
don't even have the option because our dining room table's in one of our listings right now.
That is so nice of
This
you
is
guys.
the story of my
I
life.
know.
Lauren's like,
realtors
when are we gonna
ever.
dining room table back? And
I made dinner
In a
last
week.
night, and I was like, I really want to eat these pancakes at a table. But I just
Guys, do you
ate
hear
them
that?
standing
One
up.
table.
I just ate them standing up. Yeah, the one
Alex
day out
and
of the
Lauren
year that I want.
literally gave away their dining room table to
Borrowed,
stage a house.
yeah.
So that's really special. Yeah, I'm sure your clients
Well,
really
it's sold in
appreciate
like 3
it.
days, so
Well, there you go. So
It's
it's a
you'll
nice
get it back
table.
soon.
Almost as nice as this one.
Oh, stop that.
All right, cheers,
All right,
everybody.
guys.
Bye.
Cheers.
Talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening. Why Richmond is Awesome podcast is hosted by Sean and Sam Kanipe of the Richmond Experience and Lauren and Alex Glaser of the Glaser Group Realtors. It's produced and edited by Miles AG Productions. Our theme song is RVA All Day by No BS Brass Band. Please rate us and leave us a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. Listen to more episodes at whyrichmondisawesome.com and follow us on Instagram at The Richmond Experience and at Glaser Group RVA.